on behalf of our group, we would like to give a huge thank you to Signal for affording us this opportunity to display our work. And I'd like especially to thank Connor, because I know Connor's not here today, but I am tormented with emails back and forth and checking lists and all of that. But anyway, I don't really need to introduce Fergal. Everybody knows Fergal, but we're absolutely delighted to have you here. And we had a workshop with Fergal last weekend, which was absolutely second to none. It was absolutely brilliant. So, thank you.
Anyway, good evening, folks. Some of you are out here, some of you are in here. I've just had a walk around the exhibition, and I must say it's fantastic being able to work that's here. And all the different styles and all the different personalities come out in it. So I was really surprised. I wasn't sure what to expect, but you all put out your best paintings for this thing. So I just want to start off with a quote from Picasso. I think I really love it. It is that art washes away from the soul the dust of everyday life. So I think when you actually think along those lines, or when you start painting, I think it's absolutely wonderful. So, and I feel that is one of the joys of painting. So, like, we're here to view these paintings on show and to appreciate the effort, the skills, and the energy required to produce the work. And that's the three elements up there: the effort, the skills, and the energy. And we all know when you paint for 2 or 3 hours. I paint a lot outdoors myself. When you're painting outdoors for 3 hours, it does require an effort and a lot of energy and a lot of skill to achieve what you want to achieve. So, as an artist, I know what's required to achieve finished pieces, but it's the joy of viewing the composition. I tend now to talk about landscape work rather than still life. But I mean, there's a whole collection in here of still lifes and landscapes and portraits and abstract work as well. But as I require that what required us to achieve the finished work is the joy of viewing the composition, applying the paint, and allowing our personality to come through. So I think that's important. One important function of art is to heighten the consciousness of the viewer. So when you go in there and look at these paintings, it's very important to absorb the personality. You see the name, and then you absorb the personality of the person. Yeah, and that's each one of our personalities, if we allow it, will come out in our paintings. So the work of the artist is mainly to open people's eyes so they become more acutely aware of the exquisite forms of, say, clouds, the sparkle of light on an object. It could be land or it could be sea. So if we can see that, and we get the viewer to see that as well, and they go back then out into the landscape of wherever they're going to and say, now I see what the artist has talked about. You've achieved so much in that aspect. So as a landscape artist, one travels along a road that is widely explored over time, and one tries to create something that reflects our personality. So here we are, when we go back to the great masters, and we go back thousands of years, to the art that was created, even back to the Aborigines in Australia, and look at the art that they created on the rocks with the materials that were available, and how we have progressed. And yet here we are painting the landscape again, and we're trying to do something different with it, but also the only way we can do it is allow our personality to flow. What we like to paint, and how can we enhance that for the viewer. So when I view a painting, particularly landscape, I look for, or seascape, I look for quality in craftsmanship. That takes a long time to achieve. Assuredness in touch, where you paint with strength. Technically exciting, full of beauty and free from exaggeration. And a painting where nature isn't flouted or stagedly copied, but allowing the artist's personality to come through, not to overwhelm the composition. So there's a lot there in that thing. And this is what I admire here when I look at the work. So in other words, a traditional work, yet with something new there. So if you paint a traditional landscape, you're putting your own little input into it. And that's that's a masterpiece in my opinion when you're able to achieve that. So it takes some time to achieve what you want in painting. Basically, it's the time and experience that we learn this. We learn from observance, mixing up paints and applying the paint with confidence to achieve our goal. Confidence, build up your confidence, and put down the work paint with strength. And that's what we do. No hesitation. There's hesitation there. We need to paint really come out with the strength that we know what we're doing. We have to get beautifully, we know what we're trying to achieve in the composition. So I suggest using plenty of paint, maybe just a hint to maybe one or two of the artists here. Use plenty of paint, don't skimp on the paint, paint like a millionaire. not a billionaire, I said a millionaire. I suggest, and then that lushness of paint can achieve, and also shows you that you're confident in your material. And I tell you here, I recommend viewing for people who want to be inspired by great artists. There are two artists that I really admire. One is John Singer Sargent, a wonderful artist, covers the whole spectrum of art, from sculpture to drawings, painting, watercolors, oils, portrait, landscape. Amazing artist, fantastic. And the other one is a late Englishman, Edward Seagull. If you want good landscape artists, look at Edward Seagull's work. They're both Seagull, S-E-A-G-O, Seagull. And that's just a name to them. His work I admire. And when you see the way they handle paint and their use of tone, and the first time I've used that word tone, use of tone.
That's one thing I took from the weekend.
Yeah, tone, with a capital T, tone. Yeah. So that's all great. I want to congratulate all the artists here tonight and on the work that they've done. And also, you're allowing others to enjoy the paintings, and you also can receive both praise and criticism. Don't forget that. There are a few critics around from the viewing public. So don't be afraid of that. Somebody has a negative comment to make. You take it on board and you do it. So, and I also want to mention here, before we finish up, is the facilitator. Where is she? Here she is. The facilitator, Nori, because who's done an amazing amount of work, I know that for a fact, and you know that, in getting this exhibition together, as well as encouraging you all to continue to pursue your goals throughout the year with her classes, her weekly painting classes, and also the workshops that she does. So may you all have continued success, and above all, continue to explore the beauty of the visual arts.
Thank you.